So I think from my perspective, what I feel is that the key couple of trends that would evolve over the next few years is one is obviously on the payment side. So I believe the payment sector is already going through an upheaval, and the historical methods of cross-border payments that we used to employ, like SWIFT or whatever, I think those will be sort of replaced by other more or newer technologies, which will probably make it simpler for people to transact on a cross-border basis. The domestic market, I believe, is already being addressed quite significantly, but I think that will evolve more on the cross-border side. And I think a consequence of that will be that there will be some democratization of the currencies that are there that are used for trade business. Obviously, USD is the primary currency and will stay so. But I think over a period of time, there will be more and more transactions which may happen in other currencies as well. So that's, I think, one of the key issues I see. The other major evolution is obviously going to be on the climate financing side, given the emphasis on climate control. So sustainable financing, environmental assessments, for lending by banks and by other lending institutions, I think that will become a much bigger factor in assessing, which companies to lend to and what kind of financing to sort of engage in. Yeah, so I think obviously the biggest challenge is that, there is an integration which is happening, amongst the various sectors. So even software companies are now becoming lending institutions. So I think there's sort of a merger of those sectors. So I think how to a bank or a financial institution is becoming much more technologically oriented, and therefore for banks or lending institutions to keep their identity and to compete with these new entrants, I think that's going to be a big challenge, I think, to ensure sustenance. That's one. I think the other thing is how to keep customers engaged, because I think as the new generation evolves, we find that they are much more individual focused and probably digital oriented. So their engagement with an institution for a longer period of time is a little bit of a challenge. I think that to keep their interest and to ensure that they stick with one bank and a longer relationship established, I think that will remain another challenge for banks as we go forward.